Okay, time for 14-week update. It's been going by really fast. I think that usually first trimester goes by kind of slow because you're counting down the beginning of so many days and so many weeks, and it just feels like it's forever away. And usually also too, if you feel sick and tired and stuff like that, it just drags on. I have had my days where I don't feel good. But for the most part, we've been super duper busy. We just found out that our house is sold, and so that means we are buying a new house. And so we've been doing, figuring out appraisals and inspections, and we've been showing the house and trying to keep it clean. And all three of my kids, the boys just had their birthday last month. My daughter's birthday is today. And she had her first ever slumber party, and my husband got a promotion at work, and I mean, I could go on for a while just about how busy we've been. And that has made pregnancy, the first trimester, go by nice and quickly. Like, I have had my hands in so many other things that every week I'm surprised that I'm another week along, because wow, another week has gone by. It's also been, kind of tough. There's some things around the house and stuff that I don't necessarily have all of the energy for, or maybe shouldn't be doing too much of. It's not like I can just lock myself in a room and paint it or something like that. That's probably not good anyway, but definitely not while I'm pregnant. And it's been emotional too. It looks like we're going to be saying goodbye to this house. My third child, my first home birth, was born here in my bedroom, and that taking down the pictures off of my walls and in order to show the house, and realizing that my kid's growth chart on the wall in the kitchen is going to be painted over, and their little handprints on the bathroom wall, and those things are emotional anyway. And I don't know if it's really any different because I'm pregnant, the hormones and the emotions and stuff, but it's a big adjustment. I've never really wanted to leave here. I know that we have to move on for our family to continue to grow. We're not going to be able to fit tons and tons and tons of little children like we want in this 3-bedroom house. So it's more just a matter of a really great deal that's a good fit for our family came along, and we just couldn't pass it up. And God has coordinated it to work out so well for us, and just the timing has been incredible and stuff that you just can't say no to that. But it's going to be sad to leave our home. I think that having had a home birth here made me more attached to this house. Not in huge amounts, because I was already attached. My family is growing up here regardless. But yeah, and now I know pretty much for sure this baby is going to be born in our new home. And I've been kind of picturing that already and imagining where I'd set up the birth tub and what room I think I would give birth in. And I can see our family in this next house, and it feels like it can become home. It's going to be a little weird at first, but it's looking like we're going to be moving about in January, so it's only going to be, 4 or 5 months later that I'm going to be giving birth to this baby in this new house, and I guess at that point it will really become home. So that's a lot to wrap my mind around, and it's kind of a hard adjustment and stuff, I guess, but it's also really exciting, and I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to that new place becoming our home, and our baby being born there, and this will be the first of our children to have only memories in that new home. And so it's interesting. Now, speaking of home birth, I did get a question about what my thoughts are on home birth, because I've mentioned, that that's what we do, and will be doing, but I haven't really talked much about why. So first of all, I want to make sure that I give the blog that I wrote when I was, well, I say I, but it was a joint decision between me and my husband. We worked really hard over this decision, but we researched, read, thought, prayed, talked some more, researched some more, talked some more, discussed if we were going to share our plans with our families or not, who would be supportive and who wouldn't. We interviewed midwives. We asked them long lists of questions. We really did, I think we really did our work. And so all along through that process, as we were contemplating and deciding on a home birth, I kept a blog of our research and our thoughts on it, and that is at Josh and Brittany's thirdbaby.blogspot.com. And Brittany is spelled Brittany. So there's a lot of information there. I think that is a good starting point. My biggest advice, if you're considering a home birth, is to do your research. And not just do my research. I mean, I think what I have to share is good stuff. I'm not going to lie. But you need to do your own research. Every person owes that to themselves to say, I looked into this and I'm confident in my decision. And when you do the research, I'm confident that you will find that home birth is safe. It is a developmentally conducive and comfortable and just positive, good way to bring a baby into the world. They don't experience the poking and the prodding and the bright lights and the noises and the stuff that makes them just shut down and go to sleep for 6 hours after birth. You know, you don't have somebody sitting over your shoulder telling you, you know, sweetie, this would just go so much easier if you had an epidural. And when you go into the hospital, and granted, I get that they mean well. Many of them do. Some of them just care about their schedules. Many of them mean well, and you know, they just haven't seen very many natural births. And when you go in and you're gung-ho on having a natural birth, you may know your stuff up front and be ready to go and tell them, you know, to keep the drugs away from me, don't even offer them. But then once it gets tough, when it gets to that part where you're questioning, can my body do this? Is this baby really going to come out? And somebody starts to give you a way out, or what they would call a solution, it's so easy to cave. And then you end up disappointed with your birth experience, and your baby ends up on drugs. And when that baby comes out, even with just a little bit of drug in them, it's harder for them to see you and hear you and bond with you and know you're my mommy. And it's harder for them to learn to breastfeed. And I mean, I could go on forever about the benefits of natural childbirth, but you can look that up yourself. Do your research. It's better for mom. It's better for baby. And you just don't have a very good chance, honestly, of getting a natural birth in a hospital. They don't happen anymore. There's too many policies and time guidelines and rules about how quickly they have to have that baby out of you once you arrive. And it isn't, I mean, it is about schedules and what time do I go home and stuff like that for many of them. But on top of that, they actually do think that they're saving themselves from litigation, from you suing them and being upset with them. And, you know, they worry that too much time, the birth taking too long, is a safety concern. And there just really isn't anything to back that up. I mean, you listen to the baby once every couple hours with your little Doppler and hear a good heartbeat. What more could you want? You don't need to stick something up inside mom and screw it into baby's head and give the poor thing a little heart attack and then monitor, oh, the baby's not doing so well and their heart is, you know, like, you just caused that. I mean, their equipment is there to help, and a lot of times it just causes the problems that it is monitoring. And so home birth midwives are they're so keen on all of that. They know their stuff, and they bring exactly how much they need with them. They've got the Pitocin and the oxygen tank and what they need to get you supported and safe and transported to the hospital if that's what's necessary. And they know when it's time to throw in the towel and say, we need to go to the hospital. A good midwife does. I'm thankful that I live in an area where the laws for home birth midwives are so good that they're able to bring a lot of equipment with them, and they don't have to worry that, well, what they do is legal, for one. There are states where it's illegal, and that brings a whole other measure of just trickiness into the whole thing. So anyway, I'm not going to go on about this forever, but my biggest advice is do your research. Home birth is safe. If you are a low-risk, healthy person and your baby is healthy and your midwife knows what they're doing and you've done your research and you know what you're doing, there's there's no better way to bring a baby into the world. And as long as you have a hospital nearby in case something does go wrong, which, by the way, the percentage of that in a low-risk pregnancy is so tiny, but yes, do prepare for it, just in case. And yeah, just research, and make your husband do it too. They need to do their share of the reading and the understanding, and not just hearing what you have to say about what you read. Because once they know, then they can support you fully, and they can have the knowledge to take each new decision step by step and have informed consent going on with your provider, your midwives. And they can advocate for you and with you, and it's a really beautiful thing when it goes the way it should. My husband was against us looking into home birth at the beginning. I hear that story just about every time. That's usually the case. But by the time he participated in researching with me, by the end of the pregnancy, he was completely confident in what we were about to do. And he caught our son in his hands in the birthing tub in our bedroom, and he said it was the greatest thing he's ever done. And, there's just no question in either of our minds that the rest of our children, barring any complications that send us to the hospital for a real legitimate reason, we're going to have all the rest of our babies at home, and that is set in stone. And I'm excited about it. I mean, I look forward to birth. But back when I had my second child in the hospital, and it was just like not where I wanted to be, it made me not look forward to birth, and that's not what you want. You want to look forward to the day you meet your child. So, I'm probably, going over on time. I'll show the belly. Not a whole lot of change this week, just really, really busy. So, symptoms, I'd say, if anything, are better. I've been taking my vitamin D like crazy, and I'm feeling pretty good. That could just be the end of the first trimester, or it could be the vitamins. I guess I really am kind of poking out there, huh? Or it just could be both. And I guess, I have a smudge. That's gross. But yeah, baby's growing. I listened to the heartbeat on my Doppler yesterday, and I think I heard about 155 beats per minute. I've been feeling pretty good lately and stuff. I've been really working on that vitamin D I'm supposed to be working on. I'm going to introduce the other vitamins and the iodine and stuff that I'm supposed to be adding into soon. Super exciting news. I don't know if you saw my little mini update, but my sister-in-law, my younger brother's wife, just found out that she's pregnant, and her and I have a joint appointment with my midwife on Thursday. I told her we're going to tell our kids about this someday, about how we even shared prenatal appointments and stuff. So, and her first ultrasound, a dating ultrasound and a pregnancy confirmation ultrasound, is coming up after that too. So it's really exciting to get to go through her first pregnancy and my fourth together. Lots of fun. So just tons of stuff going on for us, and I'm really excited to be in the second trimester now, and I'm hoping that it's going to go by quickly like the first did. So yeah, 14 weeks, that's it for now.